I believe the power of obsession is so overlooked, like, it's actually a joke. Because I've experienced this myself. I've briefly spoken it before, but that if I wasn't obsessed, I wouldn't want to say, yeah, if I wasn't obsessed with my goals and just genuinely like doing well for myself in this whole thing, this whole self improvement thing was just like a trend. For me, like, just jumping on the trends, I wouldn't still be doing it because the things I've had to go through, the amount of time I've put into it, money I've spent and lost, that is insane. No one would be willing to go to the lengths I've went just because like I want to get involved with a trend and look good. And yeah, like even with this, like it took, with the YouTube, it took so long to get to this point. It's like just mental. Like I've made a video on it. And before we do get any further, if you're not subscribed already, please do because it means a lot more than you guys probably realize. I say all the time, like I want to do this full time. I want this to be my full time thing. Right now I'm balancing it with my apprenticeship. Right now I'm away for college for those of you that don't know. Yeah, it's a lot, but I do it because I love it. Even with the YouTube channel, I thought in my eyes I would be a little further ahead than what I am. Like I'm not doing bad. We're slowly growing, but again, like I left a side hustle that was paying me, not thousands of pounds, but it was paying me, to go and do this YouTube thing because I actually care about it. Like this is what I want to do. And yeah, with obsession, obviously there's that famous clip. I think it's from a film called Hustle where Adam Sandler's, talking to, oh shit, I can't remember the guy's name, the basketball player. So you can have all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed? Because obsession is gonna beat talent every time. It's facts. Like it's genuinely a fact. And I think, to be honest, in my opinion, I think people started to come around to the thing of obsession because it was always like discipline over motivation. And by the way, if you can hear a noise, it's because I've got a fan on there. I have turned it down, but it's still fucking boiling. It's like 34 degrees today. But yeah, I think that film, the film Hustle, I believe it's called Hustle. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that put like the whole thing of obsession into the self-improvement space because like people say it all the time, but you don't actually realize until you're like sort of living that sort of life the amount of work it takes to that achieve something spectacular is crazy. It really is. And if you're, like I said, like if you're doing it just because like it's trending and you want to paint a certain image about yourself, or maybe it is just to join in, you're not gonna be able to go through everything. It's why people in my eyes moan about their jobs all the time because they don't actually have a passion for it. They're just doing it because, well, they got to pay the bills, so they got to get one job. But that is different. It's different. For example, like me, when I was doing the side hustles, I was doing it for 5 months. I invested over £1,000 of my own money made through my job, and I was, working on this side hustle 7 days a week, like put at least 4 hours a day, more on a weekend, because I didn't work on a weekend. I worked Monday to Friday. I could have just left, but in that moment of time, obviously it didn't. It changed along the way. In that moment of time, I was so obsessed and I was so passionate about it. I promise you, quitting didn't even cross my mind. Even when I jump on these calls thinking I was gonna make money, turns out I didn't. I didn't care. Genuinely, in my heart of hearts, I can tell you, like I did not give a fuck because I loved it so much. Like I was enjoying the journey so much that it didn't really. That I was doing it to make money, but when I wasn't making money, it wasn't about the money. It was like I waited so long to like have a moment like this, live a life like this, where I'm just like working hard and I've got a side hustle and I feel like I'm doing something with my life. When I wasn't making money, it didn't matter. Even when the people around me that were doing it for less time or the same time as me, they were making money, didn't matter. Obviously, like I said, it changed towards the end. But guys, like, if you're gonna do something, you need to be truly obsessed. Like, what you're doing has to be something that you actually want to do. There's no good like just settling or just coping with your life, because one, you're not gonna have any sort of enjoyment or happiness or satisfaction, and two, when it does get tough, you're gonna quit. I'm not saying that if you're passionate about something, you're not gonna have moments where you question yourself, like, is this working? Is this worth it? Of course, like, that's human nature, that's part of the journey, but there's going to be an element of excitement every time, and even when things aren't going right, you're still going to have that belief deep down, like, no, like, I know, like, I'm putting in so much work, like, this is meant for me. It's, trust me, obsession, it has to be one of, like, the key pillars, like, top three, I don't want to call it traits, but one of, like, the top three pillars amongst, like, discipline and all these other things that people talk about, in my opinion, is overlooked still. It's definitely getting more by eyes on it, but take it from me, I know I'm not successful just yet, but sometimes it's not about that. It's just about experience, and I've experienced it myself.